Well, I saw this one on the shelf, and I saw the Mike Allred art. That's pretty neat for me. Cool. That's what I enjoy. My name is Jon Del Arroz. I am a #1 best-selling author and award-winning comic creator, and I make my own comics. I've got those links in the description below if you want to check out Amazon or some of my backer kit, Kickstarter stuff. I'd love for you to read my books. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting the channel and doing so. You are the best. So this is Superman Space Age. It's very much like Spider-Man Life Story, where it's like, the characters actually age and you go one decade to the next. It's got a little bit of a different twist. If you are familiar with Crisis on Infinite Earths, that is very helpful for this. If you're not, it kind of gets explained, but I really think you need to know what DC's Crisis is to enjoy this. I'll just say that right off the gate. So here it is. Mike Allred did the art, and Laura Allred did the colors, as she always does for Mike Allred's art. Mark Russell did the writing, and here it is, Superman Space Age. Pretty neat stuff. I really went through this, and I wasn't sure what to expect. You kind of get early Superman origin-y type stuff, and Mike Allred's art is very distinct. You either like it or you don't, and this is very Mike Allred. It does not deviate from the way that Mike Allred usually does things. So you must you'll either like it or you won't. I really like his style. It reminds me of the Golden Age in a good way. We get some backstory of Jonathan Kent through here, and this is really Superman coming into his own, finding the Fortress of Solitude, being like, okay, I'm going to go out there and actually do something. And he meets this character who's like, oh, by the way, the world's going to end because there's like this anti-monitor lurking out there. It's going to be in like 20, 30 years. And that's kind of resting with him at the end of this. Now, Superman meets Lois, and we get some nice character development over their relationship over this again. And the first issue really does feel a lot like another like alternate retelling of the origin story. Which they do too much with Superman. I really feel like they're very weird about characters and all that. But it also like gets the Justice League together, so it does go on a decent trip on that. Now in book 2, the Justice League is together. Superman saves the world from an asteroid. Lois Lane's not impressed. Oh my gosh! But we run into Batman here, and we meet the rest of the Justice League here. Pretty neat. So their relationship kind of develops with Superman and Lois, and that's kind of the will they won't they. There's a good tug of war, and even though like those characters end up together usually, like they did a really good job of making you actually care about that here. I thought it was really well written on the character side. They're fighting against Brainiac, who's coming to Earth and going to take them and destroy them. And here they get married eventually, and eventually like the fight stops, and they want Superman to like be this fighter for this universe because they think he's the only person who might be able to save the universe from the Anti-Monitor, and they think they've got a plan for that. Hal Jordan actually dies in this one, and he gets replaced by John Stewart in the Justice League. Superman quits the Justice League, and then he learns more about this Anti-Monitor sort of setup here. Lex Luthor gets thrown into jail after the first issue. And eventually gets out based on the events here. So development happens. Each issue, which is like 40 pages, represents its own decade. So it's like the first 60s, next 70s, then it gets in the 80s, and that's where Crisis happens, of course, right? So pretty neat the way they did that and made it go to Crisis. And Lex Luthor is out of prison, of course, I mentioned. Superman's going to leave Earth, and he does so, and he's got this like thing from the Fortress of Solitude where he's like mapped the DNA of everybody in the universe or whatever. So he's recorded everybody in the universe, and he's going to go through to another universe with that as the Crisis Anti-Monitor's consuming this universe. Batman and Joker kill each other, and it is actually really touching watching him go to this other universe. He leaves his family. He's got the Super Sons, who he's like leaving his kids. He's going through. He goes to this other universe. Where a Superman's got a dead universe, and he actually delivers the crystal and dies in the process, and the Superman from that universe repopulates the universe with these crystals of like the essences of everybody from this universe, so that this new Superman from this dead universe actually takes over and like gets to have the family and all that. It's really actually like a touching story and a touching ending. I usually get really annoyed with multiverse kind of things, but this has actually worked really well with the Crisis story and pretty amazing. So I enjoyed the art. As I said, I love Mike Allred's art. It was going to get me to start, and I thought the story was like pretty bang up and good. 9 out of 10, absolutely solid, and highly recommend this book. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.